Hey up me ducks, Chelsea here today at Studio Simley and we are in Newcrest. Today it's not me building, it is Mr. Simley. He is having his first ever go at building in The Sims 4. He's going to be joining me on this voiceover so that he can explain to you his thought process and what he was trying to achieve, because I'm not going to be able to do that. So without rabbiting on too much, over to Mr. Simley.
Hi. Well, my initial inspiration was I wanted to make more of a modern build, as I'm pretty sure that's obvious just with the general shape and all the slopey walls and such. I was going to say, I have seen a lot of buildings before that seem more square shaped, so I was trying to make something a little bit different. A lot of my grounding in this sort of thing, I have seen a lot of these videos, but as Simley says, this is my first go ever actually trying to build one. Cam works dodgy, but yeah, apologies in advance. At this stage I did decide that I wanted a lot of light in there, and everybody should like turquoise, right? So there's going to be a lot of windows in this, letting a lot of light in. In hindsight I did make this slightly bigger than I ought to. I have just built it for two parents, a child, and maybe an animal of some kind, so a little bit big.
Yeah, it is definitely more difficult to furnish bigger builds in The Sims. It's a lot easier to make a room look full if it's not that big to start with. Obviously, with this being your first time, you didn't know that, which is fair enough.
To be fair, the idea of the rooms being filled wasn't my high priority. I do like the idea of Sims actually being able to wander around, give them a little bit of space and stuff. I didn't want to make any kind of tiny house at this stage.
There's definitely a middle ground though between a tiny house and what you've built.
There is, I will give you that. This is a lot bigger than it needs to be again, but the floor plan as well, that's subject to change during it if I ever get past the stairs. Like I say, I was learning on the job, as it were, with this one, just trying to learn things, particularly the camera. But yeah, at this stage we're just putting some stairs in.
Yeah, going back to what you said about the camera, as it stands at the moment, obviously he's on the Sims 3 camera, but during furnishing we decided to change it to the Sims 4 camera because it is a lot more beginner friendly, although it does give you less options. I think it's definitely the easier one. Yes.
It does get better later on. I did find the other camera system a lot easier to get to grips with. Here I am just furnishing the outside of it now. The trees won't stay. I mostly put those in for privacy. I didn't like the idea of people just wandering around looking in my big windows, but they'll go at some point. Also, they look kind of festive.
They definitely do. They do remind me of Christmas trees. All the trees that we've got in that section, you pick the brown Christmas trees.
All the others looked a little bit scruffy, I was thinking with the modern theme, I wanted some nice neatish plants. I mean, everything else looked a bit shrubby. But I was more focused on making the inside as nice as I could. I didn't think of the outside too much at this stage. I mean, I do revisit this just before the end of the build. This isn't the end result. I do bit and bob between the rooms, adding bits and bobs, so it's not really representative until the end. I think I was still making decisions as I was going, to be fair, which I'm assuming is a natural part of the building process.
That depends, I guess, on whether you're building something from reference or not. Because I do quite a lot of my builds with reference images from Pinterest or Google or something. Because otherwise, all my builds end up looking pretty much the same if I do them from the top of my head.
Well, I don't think they make buildings like this, so this was all imagination based. I've got to admit. But yeah, grounding for this, I guess obviously I've seen plenty of Simmers building videos before. I think TV show wise, as well as all sorts of good shows, say your Grand Designs and your Amazing Spaces and whatnot, and a lot of YouTube shows as well. So, but yeah, I always figured if I could design a house, I'd probably go like this first off.
And this is why I'm glad that we've not got any kind of money, because I would not live here. Definitely not.
Talk me through your issues with my build then. Give me your constructive criticism of my first ever Sims build.
For your first ever Sims build, you've not done bad. Most people manage a box with a roof, and you've definitely managed more than that, although you didn't roof it, so you lose points for that.
I kind of like that as a roof. I was always a fan of the flat roofs, slopey roofs, I don't know. It seems to be a rainy country thing.
We are a rainy country.
This isn't England.
It isn't, but it does rain a lot here. We have seasons.
Oh, well, maybe I'll come back and put a slopey roof on it accordingly at some point. I was also kind of sad that I didn't notice anything. I wanted some kind of dome or some kind of big skylight I could have had on there.
Again, you could have adjusted that within the roofs. I told you that you could change the shape of them once you put them down.
You did tell me something along those lines, yes.
I did, yeah.
I think I might have been busy on something else. I mean, initially I did put some kind of I did put something on originally, but I didn't like it.
No, roofing is one of the harder parts in The Sims, so I can see why you didn't attempt it, but
no,
this building does not have a roof. It's
No.
just got an exposed floor on its ceiling.
Yeah, as I say, I did come back in and do all kinds of different textures and wallpapers and stuff later on. Now I'm working on the upstairs 2 bedrooms. I was going to say the one that's the smaller one, obviously that's going to be a child's bedroom of some kind, with the larger one being the master room. I do change that floor plan slightly before the end though.
I believe he did that off camera as well, but you'll see when he's furnishing it how it ended up.
Yeah, there were a couple of bits and bobs I just kept insisting on tinkering with and then realising that we weren't filming, so yeah, that's on my bad, I'm afraid. You'll see at the moment on the ground floor that you've got your duck shaped thing and the bit that looks like head, that'll be the bathroom eventually. What we're working on now? Floors. Yeah, I was going to say we're just teaching about the floors and such at the moment, aren't we?
I guess so.
But yeah, there's a lot of toing and throwing around trying to sort bits out, and yeah, I didn't go too wacky with the path. I did think with all that spare space out there I could have properly made it like zigzaggy, but then I just thought that's being awkward for the sake of it in a sense.
It really is.
So, right, now we're working on the kitchen. Yeah, a nice open plan kitchen, I guess. Originally it was a lot bigger, wasn't it? So I decided to sort of annex it off a little bit just to make it look a bit more livable.
Yeah, originally it was all open plan, but you've kind of walled off the kitchen now.
Yeah, so it's still spacious enough, but before it just seemed a little bit too big. I think it would even been big for like an industrial kitchen for like a restaurant or something. It was huge.
Yeah.
But again, we've gone with the turquoise theme. I am a fan of turquoise, but originally I was going to have it running all the way through the house, but later on I do sort of relent and go weirder with, well, I'd go more natural with a lot of the colours, I guess, but you'll see all that later on. Island counter. Guess we've got a little bit of spare space here. So I decided to put a plant in there. Where was that from again?
Strangerville.
Yeah, the desert one, right? And now one of. And now we're just finishing up in the kitchen. Not much left to do here. But yeah, it's all pretty standard. Still a little bit of spare space, isn't there? But
yeah,
I can live with that. And again, camera issues. Was it about this time that we...
I think it was once you got into the bathroom, which I believe was the next room you decided to furnish.
Because we recorded this in, what was it, 3 or 4 chunks?
4.
And I think we're, definitely starting to get better now. Oh no, not quite finished with the kitchen yet.
Nope.
But yeah, I guess in all, it would have took, how long to... would have took a while to film it all. In general,
it was about 2.5 hours worth of footage originally. I don't know, because obviously there was all the time that you were fannying around when it wasn't recording as well.
Yeah, I was going to say I wouldn't have said that were more than about half hour or so. I was just little bits and bobs onto it for the most part.
Yeah.
Like just repositioning the odd thing. Excuse me. Right, here we are in the bathroom. I wanted to have, I figured there was inside windows for this, wasn't there? So I figured we could have like a kind of dark decor, it wouldn't make too much of a difference. I don't think I would have gone black with the furniture if it wasn't for the inside windows on there. You'll see them soon enough, I guess.
Yeah, he's actually put windows in the bathroom despite the fact that it is like...
It is a bathroom.
Within the confines of the house. It doesn't have any outside walls on it.
I figured before it just looked too dark though. I was going to say all the other places was getting plenty of light, and I just thought if I put, like, because it backs out, the bathroom window backs out onto one of the other sets of big windows, so I figured it would probably get quite a bit of natural light from that way.
Yeah.
At this point we're working on the child's room. I guess with the purple and pink theme it's probably a girl, but we don't discriminate. Like, pink is a fine colour for any sex. But yeah, just finding some decent furniture at this point. Bedside tables, bedding, but yeah, it's all fairly feminine stuff at this point. Again, this room's a little bit big, but it's about this. Oh, no, we're outside again. I was going to say, when we get back into the room and I come to put a rug down, it's about this point where I learnt about sizing things up. So that comes in a lot of use when I come to put all the pictures and stuff on the wall later on, because I did size quite a bit of that up. But yeah, now we're coming on to just the finishing touches for this room. I don't think I did much more to that. And next, I believe if I can ever wrangle the controls properly, I should be about to start the master bedroom. Which again, I thought was an interesting shape. I was going to say it's not your standard square, but I don't think that diagonal's too intrusive. It's not that steep of an angle, I don't think. I say it's modern, but it's fun. I was going to say, have you got any thoughts on the bedrooms?
They're too big.
They are quite big. Again, given my time again, I'd have made them smaller, but probably not too much smaller.
They're too big, and you've used like all the crappiest, cheapest furniture in the master bedroom, and then all the posh furniture in the kids' bedroom.
You did point this out at the time, but I just thought that the stuff that I chose for the adults' bedroom was a little bit more sleeker, sizing that rug up massively. I was going to say, I think I just need to see a sim in it for scale at some point, just to see how ridiculously big I did make it.
Oh, I should have showed you when I had my testing sim in it earlier.
Oh, you should have. Was it like she was wandering around some kind of like housing department store or something?
I will let you go back into game and check it out for yourself later, because it is a sight to behold. The ceiling, everything is just too big in this house.
Do you think I should have gone for medium height ceilings or something?
Maybe.
But yeah, I was going to say, because I always adored the houses in the programmes where they had the high ceilings and stuff, but it always seemed like a rich person thing.
And then you somehow managed to try and make this house not a rich people house, but still with the...
I'm not suggesting this is the house I'd move into, this is just the house I'd like to build. I mean, it's got its flaws, I'm not saying it's a perfect house by any stretch of the imagination.
And who would ask you to build this house?
Probably some pretentious Hollywood director of some kind.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is maybe where James Gunn would live after doing his latest Guardians film. He'd probably want to chill out in a house with big windows and diagonal walls.
Yeah, I'm sure.
With way too much space.
Plenty of people that would love to chill out in this monstrosity.
Monstrosity is probably putting it a little bit strong. I
it's
mean,
not.
You know, it's not awful. I've seen worse houses.
Where?
No.
Receipts or it didn't happen.
Now, I haven't got the GPS in my phone or nothing, and it was a while ago. But again, we've done the master bedroom now. We've just worked on the study. That I tried to get more of a burgundy vibe in there, but I've gone past that now, and I'm onto the plain decorating, sizing up pictures, just trying to fill the walls up a little bit, make it look a little bit less vacant, I guess. And then we get down to what I'm calling the dead zone of some kind. I mean, this is massive. You could probably ride some kind of Segway around here if you had such a thing.
You probably could. I was figuring that you'd have turned this bit into like a formal living dining space, but nope, it's just art and tarp.
You know what? I never actually put any kind of big table in there. I've got your breakfast nook and stuff. I figured you'd be eating around that for the most part, but I did not think to put like some kind of dining table.
There we go with the tarpaulin.
Now, at this point, I've been working on it a while, and I did genuinely think it was some kind of fancy blue carpet, because I was going for a blue vibe at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, kids' bedrooms, yeah, just getting some of these walls sorted out now. It's starting to look a lot more cosy, I imagine. Yeah. I didn't though. I was going to say I was going to stick with the white theme for most of the walls, but in the end I relented and went for a different colour in each one instead. Onto the garden. I was struggling getting all this stuff down, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I was going to, I was going to have it in kind of a V shape or maybe even a zigzag of fountains, but then I decided against it. Yeah, at this point we're coming near to the end of it now, I hope.
We are,
as I say, we've got a little bit of stuff to put out in the garden, and then I got reminded not long before I was going to finish that there was nothing on the roofs themselves. I did promise myself that I was going to put some stuff on the roof so you could have some kind of upstairs terrace living.
yeah.
Oh, giant dragon. As soon as I realised you could have a giant dragon, I thought, why not? And a big cat.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's about it. You do, as we say, you do put some stuff on the roof terrace. You'll see all that in the screenshots. So if you enjoyed that video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you all in the next one.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me,